Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to keep doing that. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really going to grab people's attention.
Someone's having a heart attack.
I think this lady's having a stroke. I should keep watching. Welcome to Eat and Chattered. I'm Kruz, and this is Novella. So, how was your weekend?
It was so good. We had Halloween on Saturday.
It was fun.
We hosted that. We had a really good time. Had all the tasty beers, delicious barbecue from Smoky Paws. Oh my goodness. I didn't get to get my own plate of brisket, which I'm pretty mad about, because y'all got into it because I was on stage working. He was eating. But I did try some of y'all.
I was getting the brisket. I didn't eat it.
Oh, you didn't eat it? You just...
I did once I was done on stage with you. Once you guys killed time for like 13 minutes.
I can talk about nothing.
Yes.
Very long time. It doesn't mean it's entertaining. Doesn't mean it's relevant. But I can talk. I would be a great lawyer. Actually, that's what I went to school for originally, because I could filibuster like a mother. I could just go and go and go. Blockbuster. You don't remember that episode where he
I'm letting you filibuster.
Oh, okay, well, that's what he says. He says
Filibuster
blockbuster instead of filibustering, but... no, we had a really good time there. I did try your brisket, or Nathaniel's one. It was so good, but then I ended up getting regular barbecue nachos. Amazing. It was so delicious.
So
and at some point in time, he went back and got him some of his own nachos, because he had the pulled pork sandwich, and apparently that was really good too. So he got him some nachos, but then the guy sent him back with a free cup of chili and cornbread. I don't even know where it came from. He was like, here, you can have this, and he brought it back. Look, the dude gave us some free food. It was really good. Keely ended up getting some blackberry cobbler off of the guy. I'm like, where is this stuff? I didn't see this. And then she was back there talking and chit-chatting with him, and he just ended up giving her food. And I was like, well.
It should have been more personal.
Well, maybe it was.
I had to pay for my nachos.
I had to pay for my nachos. Well, he paid for the nachos. He just got a free cup of...
I didn't eat free food.
He said it was like because it was like no brisket left. It was just like little bits of the burnt stuff on the bottom. That's what he ended up throwing in his cup.
Parts.
Yeah, that's what he made him in that cup of the chili. It was like the leftover dump. I was like, that's the best parts.
Wow.
But we had quite a few people show up, and we had some children come in a little bit later, and we gave them all their little giddy baskets. We had some doggos there, and I didn't realize we were doing they look similar because they're both white boxers. I was like, oh, that's ironic too. Different families, both got white boxers.
Apparently they knew each other, though.
Oh, they were brother and sister. The dogs were.
Oh.
It was the father came in earlier with the wife and their dog. They had him dressed up like a little marine doggo. And then the other one came in, a little girl dressed up like a llama. She was not having it. She was like, no.
Anytime that mask went over her eyes.
She did not want nothing to do with it. But they were super cute. And then ended up turning out they were brother and sister doggos. And they won... They got our doggy passes for a dog and coherent coval that they generously donated, so that was fun. And we made doggy treat bags. I sent home with all the puppers. So... Oh, and I had
good costumes.
Yeah, we had some great costumes. We had a plague doctor and a plague victim, which was just on point for the season. Julius Caesar and Cleopatra was there. I was like a Grecian lady, too. I was like, hey, we kind of...
I seen him.
Match it up here.
He was there really early.
Yeah, they got there right at 3, I think.
Right at 3. And he was walking around. I was like, oh, that's cool. Look at Julius Caesar and Cleopatra. And then I was standing in line behind him waiting to get food. And then I noticed he had the fucking knife in his back.
Yeah, it wasn't until he came and got his glass from me, the Halloween glass, that I was like, oh, wait, you got a knife in your bag. I said, you're missing about 12 other ones, but, And we laughed. I was like, how many was it? And I never did look it up. Can't remember exactly how many times Caesar got stabbed, but it was a whole butt ton. And you need some more, but it was pretty fun that he made him a little fake knife in his back. We had some 90s gymnastic girls. What they call
Jazzercise.
Jazzercise. Oh, they were cute. How many knives was it?
It was a group of as many as 60 conspirators decided to assassinate him. Collectively, the group stabbed Caesar a reported 23 times.
23. I thought 13, but 23.
You were close.
Yeah. I'll get my 13s and my 23s flip-flop, but those are my numbers, actually. My lucky number.
This question on Quora says, why was Julius Caesar stabbed only 23 times?
Only? They needed a few more stabbings.
Typically, the standard is about 60, okay?
So I stabbed him 66 times in the chest. Cool. That kills people.
I hate you.
Must have stabbed him. Oh, how many times has Avenged Sevenfold say they stabbed him? 50 fucking times. I think it's 50 fucking times. For a little piece of heaven. And then they ate his eyeballs. But we had a really good time. I enjoyed it. I got a t-shirt from the second band that went on. Sleep Nation.
Sleep Nation.
And they gave me this cool vinyl. It's a disky thing. It's got this pretty lady on it. Just in case some people don't know what it is.
I mean, okay.
Some people might be too young to know what a vinyl is. I can't listen to it, but Kruz has a player, so
I will be listening to it.
He'll be listening to it for us. And Naughty Input killed it. She did so good. They were dressed up like Sonic the Hedgehog. You can go back a few days on Hellfire. You can see the pictures and videos we took. We did some live sessions too on there. They both did so awesome. Sleep Nation did a real creepy intro with the different ooky spooky movies and that fog and lights, and it was a real good time. They both did really, really well. Hopefully we'll be seeing them again soon, talking to them, seeing them play some more.
Yeah, I was stoked about Naughty Input. They blew me out of the water. I'd never heard of them before. Mm-hmm. Only listened to a few of their samples, that you had sent me. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I like those, but then live, it's always different. You always listen to what someone sends you recorded, and oh, okay, and then you gotta go through the real test of what do they sound like live. Mm-hmm. Stage presence.
Oh, she had stage presence
and the sound. Perfect.
Yeah, I know that they sound good, like, on everything I've listened to, but in person is always different. And I've had that with, actually, like, real large, famous bands that I've seen. I have their CDs, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is fun, this is good. And then I've seen them in person, it's like, oh, lordy. That's a sound they're making. That's the noise they make when they're not on a CD. But they all both did really good, too. I'm trying to think what else happened that night. There was anything of significant remembrance. I about ran off stage and first go around, but I did good. I managed it just fine.
That was hilarious. It would have been more funny if you would have ate shit because you're wearing a white dress. Fell right in the grass. It was like a little bit wet, know? Oh my God. I
stepped off stage and was walking back to my crew, and they were all like, oh, you did a good job. I was like, I just took off running. I was like, oh, I gotta go. I was like, I'll come back. It's fine. It wasn't too bad. I had me a couple beers to keep my nerves down. But after I started doing it, and especially after speaking with the bands, they were so chill and laid back. It's like, okay, this made it so much easier just to get up there and talk to people.
9 times out of 10. Bands are going to be like that. Mm-hmm. With my experiences with, working with bands and stuff, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be like that.
Talk about the fights this weekend.
Are you about to leave me?
I got to get the charger for the computer.
All right, go.
I have let everything die this week.
You suck.
The cameras died while we were there. This is dying now. I died when I got home. I'm sorry.
So, we had an awesome fight night this weekend. We had Uriah Hall against Anderson Silva. It was, unfortunately, Anderson Silva's last fight, which he did end up losing, unfortunately, but still looked amazing in there. The prelims, though, cannot skip that. The prelims were amazing. There were, let's see, let me count them. Just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 prelim fights. Out of those 6 prelim fights, only one was a decision.
Oh, shit.
One of them was a submission. The other 4, yeah, I can do math. The other 4 were knockouts.
Damn.
The first one of the night was fucking amazing. Dude, he was like kind of going away from him, and he just hit him with an uppercut. And he like fell back on his foot, and then it back springed him back. It was a good knockout. He didn't end up getting performance of the night, apparently, so that was unfortunate. But Dustin Jacoby, he was once with the UFC back some year ago. I can't remember. And this is kind of his second go-around, his second shot. And I think he's won his last 2 now. He won with a knockout as well.
Let's
see here. What?
Anderson Silva, what was his record going in?
Shit. 34-10?
Okay.
Yeah, Anderson Silva is the epitome of a mixed martial artist. He is, whenever you envision a well-rounded mixed martial artist, you picture Anderson Silva. Striking, jiu-jitsu, he's got it. I mean, he is the master of striking.
And he's not the one we were discussing, though, that has a clean record. Like, he's lost before. This wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can't remember who we talked about before who had never lost.
Talking about Habib?
Was it Habib?
Habib's never lost.
Maybe that's who it was.
No, we're not talking about Habib. On the main card, let's see. Thiago Moses got a win. Kevin Holland, he got a win. He got a win by submission. I didn't exactly love the guy he went up against. I don't think it was a very fair matchup. I think even Kevin Holland knew that. I think Charlie Ontiveros, I can't say his last name. I think he knew that as well. That one was kind of an unfair matchup. Kevin Holland ended up pushing it out and getting the win. Greg Hardy got a win, even though he did end up making weight. He almost was the first heavyweight to not make weight at 265.
Oh, wow.
He came in, I think he weighed like 1.5 pounds over or something like that. Ended up being able to, you get weighed, and then if you don't make weight, you have like an hour or like a half an hour or something like that to get like a second chance. So he probably went and like sweated it out, and he ended up making weight. He ended up KOing Maurice Green in the second round. Bryce Mitchell and Andre Fili. This one was I really thought Andre Fili was going to get this one. Bryce Mitchell said he didn't really see a whole lot that impressed him as far as Andre Fili, but I thought Andre Fili was an amazing fighter of all of his past fights, and he took Bryce Mitchell all 3 rounds, and Bryce Mitchell ended up winning it in a decision. Bryce Mitchell's the one, I don't know if you've heard about it, he's the one who has been begging for like the last 3 fights for camo shorts.
Oh, okay.
He finally got him. He had him in this fight, so he had real tree shorts.
Give me some of them.
Real cool.
Yeah, he's real bad. Did he think maybe if he wore those, they wouldn't see him and he could just like sneak up on them? Knock him out.
You done?
I think I'm fun. I think I'm funny.
Boy. And then, of course,
boy.
you had Uriah Hall and Anderson Silva, which we touched on that earlier. It went 4 rounds, and Uriah Hall ended up technically knocking out Anderson Silva. So, yep, that's about it on the UFC. I know you didn't watch it a lick. I didn't watch it live. I went back and watched it Sunday because I have to watch it.
We couldn't watch it Saturday because we was busy with the event, and then I didn't have time Sunday. I seen a little bit of what you had going on when I stopped by, but man, Sunday was busy. We had all kinds of stuff to do. We had Samhain traditions to be doing. That being said, I'm about to have pictures uploaded from that as well, so y'all can check out the different rituals and things we got into and the grub we have. We'll also, for Patreons, we're going to have
You guys have food?
Yeah. For the Patreon exclusives, we'll have some of those rituals like written out for you so you can do them yourself, and also the recipes for that homemade sourdough and chicken and pork gumbo and
that's funny because I think my
beer.
girlfriend went to that and
Beer
she
cookies.
didn't mention a single thing about food. Nor did I get any goddamn food brought back to me.
I brought you food.
I didn't get no beer cookies.
No.
I didn't get no goddamn delicious sourdough. You know sourdough bread's my favorite?
Nuh-uh.
Well, you would know that if you had brought me some fucking sourdough bread. Whatever. You know when she came back, she had that fucking face paint all over her?
Yeah.
I asked her if she was on the hunt for the halflings.
You called her an ogre?
An
Or an orc?
Yeah, an orc.
Yeah, that made her feel real good about herself.
I was like,
The whole point of
find
that...
the halflings!
The whole point of it was like empowerment and like you're painting your intentions on
Well,
it's
you know
your
what?
war paint, make you strong.
You get what you deserve. You don't bring me back food. That is a big no-no in my book. Do whatever you want.
I fed you before we recorded today, so.
Wow. Sourdough.
The gumbo was really good. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's too hot," except for me and the man that was in the house. Me and him both like, "Nah, it ain't hot enough. We like the spicy spice." But it also didn't have shrimp in it, which I don't know if it's because she didn't have any or she just didn't want to do it. But then Sissy wouldn't have ate it if it had fish
Did
in
it have
it.
chicken in it? At
Yeah,
least?
chicken and
There's nothing wrong with that.
an Italian sausage,
Chicken
which I
gumbo.
like both of those. But I do like it with shrimp. I prefer that over crawdaddies, but I really should be more into that, seeing as I like the whole Louisiana scene. But it's just hard for me to get in there. It has to be out of its shell and done for. Like, I don't want to do it myself. It's a mess.
The only time I don't like my shrimp with like shell on it and stuff is whenever I order fajitas at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, you just need to be able to eat it.
Yeah, because but this is why. Because they'll like, sometimes I'll ask them to put like cheese on it, while they cook it, and the cheese gets all over the shrimp and the shell, and then you're just wasting the cheese on the shell.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna suck it off probably, but
yeah,
still,
look out there.
I don't want to have to worry about the hassle. I just want to eat it.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I just want to eat it. I want to eat shrimp. I need some shrimp. I want to do for my cheat meal. I'm thinking I want.
You had your cheat meal.
Sushi.
Okay, you had it.
I did not.
Hey,
this is a new week. So, like, this upcoming weekend, I'll have a new cheat meal. Yeah. Gotta save it for football days. I figured I better do it on Sunday. Well, I'm usually busiest then. But I figured I'd have maybe some sushi.
Sounds good.
Maybe some hibachi with it. Shout out to Urban Organics here in Cookville, Tennessee. They donated us some delicious CBDs. We got this little strawberry kiwi CBD. We had some other ones from before. Me and Diego had these delicious little like shortbread. It's like cookie dough, but it was like what would have been the cookie dough starter for lemon cookies, but it was still just in dough form. Oh my gosh, they were so good. Tasted like, cookie dough. Well, I had it with my beers, and I already had quite a few. I was like, this is a good day. It feels good. But yes, thank you so much for those. Go check them out. They got the real good quality, everything there. Got the wraps, got the flour, got oils. I actually took some oil for my mom for her back, her knees. I got some for my back. It's good stuff.
Because your back is broke.
My back is broken to bits and broken to pieces. So it feels good just to rub it in there. And you don't get all the hassle of the
Does it have the
THC
freeze stuff?
I think he has
It's like a freeze bomb?
He has both. The freeze bomb.
The freeze
and like
bomb.
the white tube. And then there's like jars of just like, it's kind of like a salve. Like what I make with the lavender and coconut oil and all that. Yeah. Salve.
Is it salve or salve?
Salve.
We'll go with salve.
Salve.
Salve
sounds more
suave.
Sounds like a military wound problem. I don't know. But anyway, you just rub it in there. Loosens it up really nice. Feels good.
Never mind.
What?
So what are we talking about next? UFC?
I was talking about something.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't? Thought I had a point.
No, you just ramble on about random stuff, and we just have to listen to you.
Yes, that's what shows are about. I was talking about something important. I was talking about why I didn't rewatch the fights. We were doing Samhain events all day that day.
Yeah.
We went and did an ancestral offering that morning. Went and visited the graveyard, and then we did a couple of spells. Like I said, we'll have those up and going here a bit later. Pictures and written out for everybody, so if they want to check them out, do them themselves. We have a little bit of a following for the other world that I do on Thursdays, 6 o'clock p.m. And people go on there and kind of share with us what they do, and we share with them what we do. We have a good time. But it was empowering. It was good times. I did. I sure did.
Your Saints just barely pulled it out.
Again, it's been 3 weeks in a row. Last week, barely skipped by. Week before that, overtime again. Same score, if I'm not mistaken, the week before last. I was like, what is going on here? I barely keep squeaking them out, and you keep doing it in overtime. Every other time we're in overtime. So what are y'all doing? Figure it out. Which we played against the Bears, and usually like last year and year before last, when they're actually getting significantly better. They're not just a little dopey team all the time. And I would get grief from mostly Monica. Oh, I can't believe you barely won against the Bears. It's like, you don't even know what's going on. Like, look, they're the Bears, but they're actually improving. Like, it's not always the same shitty team
it's
forever.
It's not like losing against the Browns, you know?
Yeah. But the thing is, these teams grow and develop and change, though. Like, yeah, forever and ever they suck, but eventually something's gonna change, right?
Yeah.
One day. It's not. You're not always gonna be on top. You're not always gonna be on bottom.
Right. Yeah. It's just like.
It'd be different if it was their shitty year and I was losing to them. Then it'd be like, well, hell, what am I doing here? But it's a pretty decent team this year. And it's a little, I hate it anytime I play wherever we have to go up against Jimmy because I just love him. But he's there now, and he got tackled pretty rough by one of the Saints, and I was like, oh no, don't hurt my Jimmy. But also, Jimmy, I don't need you scoring. But also, you're on my fantasy football. It's like, ah! But he's also in my fantasy, you know what I'm saying? So I just have a hard time. That tight end's got a tight end, Woo!
Well, I gotta go.
And then for the first time, ever, I'm pretty sure, I don't really know the stats, but I've never seen it, or I don't remember seeing it. Lutz missed a field goal. I was like, since when?
Yeah, what was that
You've
about?
never missed one. And you've kicked them from 68 yards before, and you missed that one. And I'm not dogging because I couldn't even kick one from, here to the door, but still, it's like,
I've watched you kick football. It is not pretty.
Oh, man. I have broken my big toe nails so many times with us playing football. And every time I go to get my toenails done, Chelsea's like, what are you doing? Every time we almost get them straightened back out, you come in here to crack. I'm like, because we played the foosball in my yard, and we want to try kicking it, punting it some. And I can never, ever get it to go where I'm aiming.
And maybe
almost
sometimes
always
if
goes
you
this way.
kick it with shoes on, that might help, but you never wear shoes out there.
I did too.
Sandals?
Yeah, I started
yeah, it was sandals.
Sometimes it was sandals. Sometimes I put my shoes on. It was summertime then, but I started wearing my tennis shoes a little bit later. But no, I'm not a good kicker by no means. But it blew my mind. I'm like, okay, well, we really needed that. I don't know why you couldn't kick that one, but you kicked all these other ones. But yeah, you win some, you lose some. But he's made so many crazy kicks before that simpler ones kind of make you think, what the hell? But yeah, we barely squeaked that one out too, 26-23. My one last week was 24-27, and then the one before that was 26-23 as well in overtime. Y'all gotta quit doing these narrow wins. It makes me nervous. And you had a 9-23 against the Eagles. But you just having a streak of doom.
Yeah, this year is.
What have you won?
We are going to go 2-14.
Who have you won against?
Oh my God, we won against the Falcons.
Everybody has. Them poor bastards are 6-0.
And then we won against.
Oh wait, no, they won. They finally won one against the Panthers.
The Giants. Who the fuck did we beat?
I don't remember. It wasn't the Giants either, was it?
I want to say it was the Giants.
Let's find out. Okay, so... Oh, no, that's your upcoming schedule. It don't get no easier for you, pumpkin.
No, I know.
It's not showing me the previous games.
Let's see here.
Oh, okay. You won against Atlanta, and you won against... Oh, it just keeps showing the ones you lost now. What is wrong with this machine?
I want to keep seeing it.
Are you sure? Maybe they're just falsifying these documents.
I don't remember who. I want to say it was the fucking Giants.
Maybe it was. Maybe it squeaked that one out.
Was it the Rams? We beat the Rams.
Yeah, like an unlikely win.
No. We lost against the Rams. We beat the Falcons, and we beat the Seahawks. Lost against the Browns.
Yeah, you beat the Giants 37-34.
Never mind. Am I looking at an old schedule?
Oh, and then the further I keep going back, my scores have all been
That's what it was.
3 or 4 point wins.
Yeah.
My wins have not been good wins. They've just been manageable wins.
That's how much I really don't care about the Cowboys this year.
Yeah, can't keep up
I didn't even watch a single shred of the game last night.
I was wondering if you were going to or not.
No, I had no interest because I knew we were going to lose, and I knew we were going to lose bad, which we did. I should have fucking bet on the Eagles, actually. I should have put money on it.
I guess the Falcons won another one this weekend because they're 2-6. But so every time I look at the NFC South, it would be 5-2 or 4, whatever. Me and the Bucks are kind of, we just stay together.
That's
but then at the very
fucking
bottom is the Falcons
That's
with
usually
0.
the shit-ass division is the NFC South. Now it's the NFC East or the NFC Least.
NFC West. I don't know. It's fun though because I'm number 1 by statistics, but like me and the Bucks both are 5-2, so really can go either which way. And then in the NFC West, Niners are the very last, and then you're still 3 out of 4. He's 4 out of 4, so you're technically not actually doing better than him, but according to the percentiles, you're at least 1 better than him.
Oh my god.
Well, I never get cocky because you never know. Like, people just do stupid shit. Like,
yeah, we're gonna go on a run right here.
Run.
We're gonna go on a run. You guys better watch out.
On the very end there, it says for your streaks in the NFC, Eagles, they're on a 2-winning streak. Washington just won their 1. You're on a 3 losing streak.
Imagine if we go to the Steelers and we beat them. And we're the one who takes their O, but we lose every other game.
We lose everything else. Just take that away from them, that's all.
Just take that one away from them, like, ha! And then start losing again.
just to piss them off.
Back to losing, yeah.
Back to losing. Yeah, just to take that win away, or that streak away from them. Because they're the only ones left with a no loss yet.
Oh, man.
Which is a little nerve-wracking. I don't care for that.
I love it. Steelers is actually, it's more just Ben Roethlisberger. That's the only reason I root for the Steelers. I've always been a big fan of Big Ben.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it. I actually have a team to root for in the NFL. That's usually my second one that I usually root for because Cowboys usually go to the playoffs and they're out.
I don't have a distaste for them. They're just another team. But it used to be what Sissy called her team. She claimed them when we were younger, but that was just because of Palomalu.
That was another reason I love Palomalu.
Mm-hmm. And then that's his secondary team, I believe, is the Steelers as well. So, but I do have the Bucks coming up next week, and we beat them the first time around. Again, it's not necessarily a blowout or anything, but we always have this pattern of we either win or lose in our division, half and half. Like if we win the first one, damn near guarantee we're going to lose the next one. Same with the Panthers and the Bucks, especially. We almost always win one, lose one. There's never like an in between. So I'm hoping we do but I think now Brady's kind of getting a good feel of his team because at first it kind of seemed like he was it took him a little while to get into that group, especially when he was playing us the first time around. He wasn't terrible or anything, but you can kind of tell he hadn't really quite got his groove on or settled in with them. But now, like I said, they're favored to win at this point. But I'm hoping maybe we'll just pull it off one more time. We can keep that high school, college thing going where Breezy just always kind of stayed on top,
I mean, it's understandable though. Like, I mean, you just there's just that. It's not like it's your way to get into the playoffs. So you're playing in your division, So this game matters more than any right now. So it's just that it's got to be nerve-wracking, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it really, like I said, since we always it has been for as long as I can remember, at least the best I can remember. It just seems like we always, between Panthers and Buccaneers, win one, lose one. Whether it's first or if we win it first and lose it later, or lose it first and later, it's regardless. It's how it ends up going. And I'm like, well, damn, we're probably gonna lose this one because we already won the first one. While he was still, that was the very first game. It was the Saints and Bucks, and boom, here we go. So now he's got a few games in him now, and they're doing really well. It's like, oh, god damn it, and we're not doing well. Like, we're just barely managing it. Like, what is going on? But we've had so many injuries, and then also we just love getting penalties. Like, that's our favorite thing to do. It's like, we want to play football, but first we want to get all these penalties. We're a penalty team. We like eating them up.
You guys are doing so good against the Bears, and then it's kind of lacked off.
I don't know. It's starting getting really weird. Sure. I said, it's been a rough one for sure. It's not been that intense. Like, I mean, I like having close games because they are like more fun to watch, but at the same time, I just want to be able to be like, okay, cool, we're winning, and just chill out and not be nerve wracked the whole time.
Right.
But those games can be fun. Like when we're winning and doing well, and our streak is going good, and we're obviously gonna be going into like championships and stuff. That's fun to once in a while have an intense game. Like last year, we did pretty good. It was rocking and rolling, and we had our game, and oh god, you and me both were just like because it was so close, back and forth, and
that was a good
game.
And then
it was a great game, and then mine and the 49ers and Saints game, again, really good game, and at that point in time, we both were so high up in both of our divisions. We were both playing super well, and that game was not a blowout either. It was a close game too. Like, oh man, these games are so intense this year, and right now it's like we're just kind of here. Like, we're not losing, but we're also not like killing it.
We're not showing up at all.
Yeah. So it's okay we're winning, but we're not being stellar. So it's the idea of us going much further is not really there because yeah, we've made it this far, but we're not stopping anybody out or anything. I don't know. I can hope it gets better.
Yeah, you're no Steelers.
No, not no 7-0.
All right, so what's next? Moving on.
I had something there on the tip of my tongue and it went away. But I'm going to have this on the tip of my tongue.
I don't think we touched on it last show, but I'm just going to go ahead and give Diego a shout out since he's not here. You know how he's a big SoCal hater. LA Dodgers. They won the World Series. I don't think we mentioned it last week.
Yeah, last year when it happened.
Last year. So the Lakers got a championship, and so did the Dodgers. Now all we need is the LA Rams to go on and get that Super Bowl and really piss them off.
Sean Connery died. It's Halloween. It was like the first thing I woke up to. I was like, damn. And everybody always like, oh, it's such a shock. I'm like, well, it sucks, and we don't ever want to see stuff like that happen. But he was 90 years old, so it's not really a shock.
Yeah, that wasn't really a shock. It sucks.
Yeah, it always sucks when you see something like that. But every time these older ones pass away, people are like, I can't believe it. It's like, why not? He's 90, and they're in that kind of world. Like,
man, did he look good though?
He looked like a damn good looking 90-year-old man.
It's like he hit 60 and
stopped.
Just stopped aging.
Yes,
he still got older, but he looked the same.
Mm-hmm.
He never looked like weird with like plastic surgery or anything. He
never got like a sickly look or anything. He just did him.
He probably just laid down and was like, I think I'm gonna die now.
He's like, I'm over it.
This is it for me.
Well, I sent out the meme from Lever Extraordinary Gentleman where he's like, I'm waiting to be impressed. So that's probably what he did. He's like, I have not been impressed.
I'm dead now.
I'm over it.
I'm over it.
Not impressed. So it does suck, but again, with all these older actors and stuff, it's not really that it's shocking. It's just like, oh wow, like that's over now. We won't see that again, and that's kind of depressing. Like when Betty White goes, if she goes, I think she might just be a demon. Like there's something in her.
Betty White is definitely a demon.
Something is keeping her alive.
Her and Queen Elizabeth. I think they have
there's something in there.
Blood pack. I think there's some sort of like ancient witch, or I don't really know.
They made a deal with something, and it's hosting them.
I need to start doing the research and learning how to protect myself because the apocalypse is coming. And it's going to be led by Betty White.
Both of them.
And Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
They'll both be riding on Cthulhu's and...
On Cthulhu's?
There's
more than one?
No, there's more than one. They both have one.
That's horrifying. One is much, much bad. Like, we don't need even two. We don't need two. We don't need one.
It'd be like a tiny little saddle and the big head, too.
Yeah, and he's just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you'd have to put it on his tentacle. Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Put it on his head.
No, just...
No, you have to put it on his head.
No. He would not let you. It would be a Naruto, like, summon situation. You would just have to hang on right around. You ain't putting a fucking saddle on him. They're not gonna let you.
You don't know?
The fucking Dark Lord of the everything is gonna let you put a saddle on him?
If you're Betty White or Queen Elizabeth.
It depends on who they've given their souls to. I don't know who it is. Who's got them in possession. Yeah, okay, well, if he's got their souls there, he's not gonna let them ride him like a pony.
Maybe that was the deal.
I get to ride you like a pony. When it's all said and done, ride you like a pony.
Eternal life, and
saddle.
Whenever you decide to take over the world, I get to ride you like a pony into it.
Nope. He's so big, you would never see them. Like,
just shake their tail.
You cannot see that. He's so massive, you would just, not even a speck. You're just off in the distance. He's huge. That's what I'm saying. They can't be two. Because of how big he is, there's no room for two.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
Neither do you. We can go back and forth on this all night. Okay? There's 2 Cthulhus. Count them.
I can't count them. I don't see them anywhere. Count them.
It just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
With Betty White and Queen Elizabeth, there's got to be 2. Or maybe they both gave their soul to one. I just don't see it, though. Because you can
He can fit multiple saddles on that big ass head.
one saddle on Cthulhu's head.
You can fit a whole bunch of saddles on that big ass head. If you say something about my head, I won't go there and smack you. I see you thinking about it. Trying to think of something clever to say.
I was going to say nothing about your big, massive head. Loser!
You're a loser. It's a normal head.
It's okay. You know. It's like a cantaloupe. Looks delicious, though. Don't eat my head.
No, you cannot have my head. Speaking of witches and spooky things, though, over last week through the holidays, The Witches did come out, as well as The Craft, The Legacy, I believe is what it's called. And I haven't got to see them yet. I really wanted to rewatch the originals before I went and see the new ones, because I like doing that, just like a little adventure for me.
Is this a show?
Those are movies. Classic movies.
Craft. You said it just came out.
The Craft was back in let me see.
I've seen The Witches. I've never seen The Craft.
The Witches was 1990, I believe, and then The Craft was 96. But they've done like.
Is that the one with
I think The
3
Witches
chicks?
is the remake, but The Craft is like a part 2 kind of situation because the Nikki from the original, her photo was in the album.
Well, maybe I haven't seen The Witches. Maybe we're not thinking about.
Like, The Witches is where they're in like England or Britain or something like that, and they're trying to turn all the kids into mice.
Oh yeah, that's one I've seen.
Yeah, and then The Craft is
like a sexier version of that.
No, not a sexy version of it. I mean, it is like a sexy thing, but they're like.
So it's sex.
It's more supernatural and kind of spoopy, where the girls get together and doing witchcraft, and then like adventures come after it, not necessarily good ones. And this is just like another telling of it. Second part later on. But like, I haven't got to see them yet.
So it's a good watch.
Yeah, the originals are both great. I'm assuming these new ones would be just fine. The commercials for both seemed really nice. So I do want to eventually get 2 of those. I'd love to watch them both.
Add it to the list of movies we're supposed to watch.
We have a huge list is the problem. Well, we've not really touched on any of them.
The problem is you never kept a list.
I kept saying add it to the list, and then...
There was never a list?
I have a little bit of a list on my phone.
Go ahead, name them off.
We have, I do remember some of them.
Have you watched any of them?
No, you were supposed to. I'm watching. We were gonna rewatch Blues Brothers. We was gonna do.
I've watched that since we talked about it.
Yeah, we haven't. Some of these aren't you and me. Some of them are the ones I did on my own. I want to rewatch Chocolat. Reservoir Dogs.
You're not supposed to be putting your movies in the same list. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we'll watch them together. I believe it was The Mexican, and it's not in here, but that was one I thought we were supposed to watch together.
I don't remember that one.
El Camino Excelente, no? No, I had another list. This is more my list. But you and me had a list. We were supposed to watch all these movies, and we kept making a list and not really watching any of the list.
You can't say that I've watched one whole movie with you that we haven't ever seen before. Name one.
Like a new movie? I think we've only rewatched.
We tried to watch
movies.
The Irishman together, but I fell asleep.
Yeah, no,
or did we all fall asleep?
You both fell asleep.
And you were up.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, I'm not watching this by myself, so.
You just left?
No, then I just went to sleep. I was sitting there.
So we all fell asleep.
We had our snacks and our beers and things, and I had both sat them down, was smoking, and then I was like, that one's Kruz. And I looked over and I said, yep.
Wait, what's this?
Well, you sometimes, whatever you have, you'll like either it's your smoke or whatever, you'll hold it.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, you kind of like cradle it. And then I looked over at that one, and he does more of the situation.
Yeah, he'll ball up.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well.
I sprawl out. He balls up. That's why we sleep so well together.
Well, I'm just stuck in the middle on this couch. I was like, well. And I think I put my legs on your side and my head on him. All right, me too. Either that, or I think either that, or I went in one of the rooms and was like, okay, then they can stay on the couch. I'm still in a bed, which I always steal blankets anyway. So
I think we were only like an hour and a half into that movie too, and it's like a 3-hour movie.
Oh yeah, that was the problem. Is it's so long.
I ended up finishing it like months later. I had to watch it in two parts because I kept falling fucking asleep. Not because it's not a good movie.
Later
you just
that
have
week,
to, like,
I think
it's not a movie that you can be like, all right, I'm gonna wind down for the night and put a movie on.
Yeah,
that's not the movie because you'll fall asleep. This is gotta be like a midday. It's raining outside. Let's fucking pop in a movie. We're not doing shit today. Let's watch this. You might still fall asleep.
Well, especially if it's raining, but
because there's a lot of talking. That's what gets me. When there's a lot of talking, it puts me right to sleep.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It is very long, and there's a lot of the talking parts. Did it ever actually go in theaters, or was it only in that Netflix release?
No, it went straight to Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Because the only thing that we had seen new, like in a theater, was Joker.
Not with me.
No, it was Diego. So like, I haven't been to a movie
I still
theater.
haven't seen that movie.
And forever until we went and seen that, and that was still like, even then I haven't been back. Like, but then after all that, it wasn't very long after that COVID came around anyway, so didn't really have an option. But I hadn't been to a movie theater in forever when we went and watched Joker, and it's another one of those too. Though, like if it would have been a theater, I may have took a nap. And it is it's good, but it is kind of you got to be ready to sit down and spend a little time on it, and especially with that one because it is dreary anyway, and it's not action packed like your DC movies are. That one's a mental kind of flow, so it was good. I enjoyed it. There was a few of those Jokers this year for Halloween, and I seen Prince. I was leaving my apartment, and I just seen this big old wiry head of hair and a bright purple, and I was like, what kind of old lady pulling up in here in her little it was a little box cart, and now I ended up being a young gentleman dressed up like Prince. I was like, oh yeah. And he actually did a really good job. I thought about doing that this year too. He did so good.
I thought about doing that.
I don't know who this guy was, but he actually looked really good, did the part for sure.
The last movie, I can't remember if it was, I seen Star Wars twice. The Rise of the Skywalker. I went and seen that in the movie theaters twice because somebody got mad at me because I went and seen it without him. But I think before that it was the Terminator movie, the most recent Terminator movie. I just don't I'm not one of those people who go to the movie theaters alone though.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. It's hard for me to find somebody who likes going to the movie theaters. Not a lot of people anymore that really like going to the movie theaters. I enjoy it. I just don't enjoy doing it alone.
Yeah, I don't want to spend a whole butt ton of money, but that's why you take your purse in. Because I want a snack. I want my popcorn. But I love that in my liquor. I like that when I'm watching a movie. But I did have, I seen a meme the other day that I really loved. It was funny. It was a big old bowl of popcorn. It says, before the movie starts. And the next picture of it was an empty bowl of popcorn. It says, before the movie starts.
It's so fucking true.
Yes. It's all gone before we even get started.
And there's it's like, if you get there especially early, you have the previews before the previews. And mine are usually gone in the first previews of the weird trivia questions that are up on there. And then
you can't see what's going on. So I need to say it because I don't want to confuse the audience more than I already am. There's a picture of a chinchilla that I just pulled up. It is so goofy looking and fun. So this is what they're seeing. And he got a bit of eyelids. He looks like he just stole shit.
Why do you just have that up?
Because I got a story to share about him, and I wanted to show the picture. I didn't know how, so I was playing with the system here, and I was like, oh, there he is.
You got a bit of eyelids.
He's like, oh,
that's so many wrinkles.
He's so goofy looking.
That's good.
I'm thinking they can see it. I don't know how this machinery works.
I believe they can.
I think they can. He's so cute. But that's because, in Chile, there is a gold mine, but there is a chinchilla herd. And I don't know, what do they live in?
Infestation? I mean, they're basically a rodent, right?
Yeah, but it's not infestation. They live there. This is their home. We're getting in their business.
A group of rodents a herd, though.
I don't know what they're
That's
called.
fucking
A nest?
That's there you go.
A nest. Okay, a nest
That's
of
terrifying.
chinchillas.
Like a herd of rats? Oh my god!
I'll say a nest of chinchillas on this rocky foundation or hill or whatever. But there's like a dick ton of gold there. There's extractable gold, 3.5 million ounces of it. But all these damn chinchillas are up in there.
Oh, I was about to say they're rich.
They live there, but they're protected animals, so they can't just be like, get on, get. But also, even if they weren't protected, like, shame on you if you think it's a good idea to go and just kill all these little guys to get your gold. So they're working on transporting them to another area where they have found scat and things like that identify that they have been there before. So it'd be like a good place for them to go back to. But for me, I'm like, well, if they left there, probably don't want to be there.
Right, yeah.
But also, they don't want to fucking go. And like relocating an animal anyway, like even a domestic animal, it's such a stressful thing to relocate an animal. So I'm not okay with this at all. Like they're catching them in these cages and then transporting them there and trying to get them adjusted before they release them and things. But it's going to be such a stress on their little teeny bodies. And they don't want to be there, obviously, or they would have been there.
Right.
And the chinchilla itself is protected, but the land they're putting them on isn't. And it is through the project of after all this, and they're talking about, you know, they're making it as safe as they can, doing the safest way and most comfortable way. But one of the experts still said, like, the live trappings are a negative experience on them, and it could cause death. And so then just leave them the fuck alone.
We gotta get the gold.
No, you don't. You need to leave stuff alone. What you need to do is wait and see if they relocate again, because they move around. They're like meerkats. And then you can get your gold. It's not that important. I don't think it is. Nothing that requires us to bother nature is really that important.
The gold is more important.
Gold's more important to you than all these cute
I like
little
gold.
Rodents? Gold.
You got a picture of Goldmember?
No. But I was doing Pocahontas, Ratcliffe.
Boring.
Beautiful gold.
Boring.
My land, mine. He said, I'd help you to dig, boys, but I got a creak in my spine. So he's making everybody dig. But
You relate to that, huh?
Yeah, I did. Whenever I tore down the first fence,
Yeah,
this one time I tore down a fence with my car, I couldn't help build the fence back. My back hurt too bad. But I watched. I supervised. Pull that tighter, attach to that post. We had to get it back up because there was cows in there.
You want to help over here? Oh, my back.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's hurting.
Oh, it's hurting.
That post needs to go over there.
No, they didn't want me to help anyway because I would not have done a good job. I've never put up a cow fence before. I just go to the cow fence and pet the cows.
And I ain't starting now.
Oh, I ain't gonna start. But I will pet that cow. Thankfully, the cows were in the other field the day that I went through there, but they were moving them to that field shortly, so we had to rebuild the fence. And they didn't sue me or nothing. They were like, if you just put the fence back up, we'll be Gucci. So the grandson actually had the woman's fence I took down, and then my brother Timmy that you met at Halloween. Well, you met before that.
I met him like multiple times.
They put the fence back up. I was like, thank you.
Yeah,
They're actually both their names were Timothy, and the other one, me and him marched together our junior year, and we walked our senior year because no one came in and out of the town during those years that interrupted our height sequence. So me and him were the two tallest still, like together the whole time. It's like, well, here we go. There was
big old tree.
Two other people were taller than us, and one was a new girl that came in, and another guy, I can't remember who it was, but however it fell, it still ended up that it did not affect me and him still walking together the next year, while everybody else kind of got changed a little bit.
Everybody.
Yeah. Little wings.
The halflings.
The halflings. There's a little subtle one going on down there.
Yeah.
Did you have any of that?
Yeah, I polished mine off.
You polished it off?
Mm-hmm. I wish I had another one, honestly. It was a really good beer.
It was delicious.
It was delicious.
Speaking of delicious, in Taiwan, they have dinnerware, so like plates and cups and things, that are made out of wheat. So that way...
Wheat.
That way, when you finish your meal, you can just go ahead and eat your dinner while you're at it. And that kind of made me think about you. I could see you just be like, I'm still hungry. I'll eat the plate.
I've thought about it a couple times.
I'll go ahead and eat the plate. It says, not only plates, but spoons, bowls, and chopsticks as well. The dishes can be kept for months as long as they stay dry, but otherwise, you can just go ahead and eat it. I don't know, like, if it's going to be like a cracker, and you just go ahead and eat it like that, or if you would need to, like, cook it up
really
in some
fucking
way.
Stale, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like, you'd have to have something real saucy on top of it.
But I feel like, you know, if you're starving and you're whatever, you're just going to eat it anyway.
Or if you don't want to wash dishes.
Or if you don't want to wash dishes.
Or take out the garbage. This is the perfect dish for you.
Yep. I'm thinking it's not like a...
Buy some.
It says
bowls
wheat.
too?
Bowls, spoons, chopsticks. I'm assuming it's something kind of like a wheat thin, maybe. Oof. And I hate those. But if you're starving, and maybe you've already had something delicious on it, that's what you ate. You ate something delicious off of your big wheat thin.
If you're hungry for a wicker chair,
delicious.
This is so good.
But
Liar.
Like, I don't know if it is like a solid thing or if it is like a wheat thing and you kind of weaved. Because like if they make bowls, my ass is gonna want to put like soup in it. So is it gonna actually maintain that? And then I can eat the bowl later, like a bread bowl, and that would be kind of delicious.
You can like break pieces off of it and dip it into
or
it
is it gonna just like slop out of it?
Yeah, you just go to lift it up.
And then didn't need the bowl, apparently. No longer get a bowl.
Interesting. We gotta try some of these. Order them.
I don't know where to order them.
Oh.
That's the problem I'm having here.
That's why I went ahead and Googled it.
Did you?
Yes. Maybe I need to put edible.
Edible wheat plates from Taiwan.
Wheat bran plates.
Oh, they're brand-like.
You can get a 10-pack for $20 on Amazon.
A what pack?
A 10-pack.
A 10-pack of wheat plates for $20.
Yes. You get 10 pieces. Oh no, this comes with. Okay, so this is a set, I believe. What's included in this?
Tell me what's all in it, because $20 is an awful lot for 10 plates. Because if you are eating wet things off of them, you can't eat them very long.
So I imagine, and I'm seeing forks and knives.
I don't know if you could get your wheat sharp enough to cut something.
I mean, you can like slice through like a piece of chicken or something, I'm sure.
That'd be real good and tender, I would say.
Regardless, you know, if you don't eat it, which I wouldn't recommend.
Does it not look good?
It does not
look tasty?
It does not look good. It looks like fucking... It looks disgusting. I'm just going to be honest. It looks gross. But it's biodegradable. It breaks down in like 30 days. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's like the whole point. Like, I know it's a little more expensive, but you're not having to throw away plastic and paper.
The more you buy it, the more of the demand for it, the faster someone's going to come up with a way to make it cheaper.
Yeah.
Every single time this way, everything works. Everything's a little bit more expensive when it first starts, but once the demand goes up, the price goes down. That's not a bad idea. I'm not going to pay $20 for 10 pieces because I'm a goddamn pig and I eat a lot, so 10 pieces is going to last me 3 days.
If you keep it dry, it'll be just fine, but if you're eating wet things off of it, it's not going to last long. Huh?
What if I put hot sauce on everything? Everything's going to be wet.
Well, yeah, but then I'll make that delicious. It'll make that wheat bread delicious. I'm putting a picture of it up so people can see it.
Will you just buy these and we'll just eat? We won't put food on them. We'll just eat them.
This is what they look like. I think I got it on the screen so people can see it. It kind of looks like a graham cracker plate to me. But yeah, it's not like...
I doubt that it tastes like a graham
cracker. Yeah, no, it looks like it's going to taste like, dirt. But
or cardboard.
But if you cover it enough Tabasco...
Hey.
Anything tastes good.
Yeah, it's going to taste like Tabasco.
I went to my ritual burger place for football. So I had a black and blue. And she had brought me...
I love all this food that you eat without me.
Well... you don't want to hang out with me anymore.
I always want to hang
So
out.
she brought over salt and peppers and ketchup packets. And I remember the last time they dropped off ketchup packets, you were like, what is this shit? And like,
Where's my blue cheese?
We don't use ketchup. And she put them down there. And I said, can I get some Tabasco? She was like, you know what? I remember that. She's like, you and that other fella always get Tabasco. I was like, yeah.
Oh, she remembered?
I was like, yeah, we eat Tabasco instead of ketchup. So that was nice. She remembered us and she got us the ketchups. But we want to afford these tasty plates. We don't want to be wasteful.
Maybe she remembered us because we stole the Tabasco.
No, I stole that from Chad. Oh, I did not steal it from anywhere. I never took anything from anywhere ever. But like I was saying, we need the money so we don't have to steal Tabasco. We need the money so we
it's
don't.
Like $7 for a big bottle. Okay?
So we can afford these edible plates and be economically friendly. So if you want to give us some money, please visit the patreon.com/Productions and check out the tiers that are available there. Each one comes with different levels of rewards based on how much money you want to spend for the content you would like to see. We do have special things for all those different layers. If you just want to make a one-time pledge or a custom pledge, whatever you can afford, would like to donate, everything's appreciated. We really appreciate all the donations that we get. It helps us to continue doing this show and the many other ones that we have through the Asylum Productions. We do Brews with the Crew. I have specials where we do supernatural and mythology, mysticism, things like that on the other world. And we have Foxtails, where I make cocktails with my girl, Kitty Cat. And then, of course, don't forget all the other amazing shows that we have through Hellfire Radio on the Hellfire page. You can check us out Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I think there's a Twitch now rolling around. There's all kinds of shows on there between CBD and weed culture. We have beer reviews. There's supernatural stuff. There's paranormal things to get into. That little girl is really enjoying that wheat plate. We have some comedy things. There's all kinds of stuff on there. A little bit of everything for everybody on all the platforms, just in case you are partial to others and don't really care for the Facebook. Cool. Go to Instagram. Don't like the Instagram? Go to the Twitter. If you don't social media, you're not hearing this anyway, so
all right.
all right. Get the YouTubins. Carol when inspired for our merchandise on the Asylum Productions. Go on our merch tab. You can visit her on Facebook and Instagram. She makes all of our fun little merchandises. I do have a thing today to show. She did make this fun little koozie. We sold several of these the other day. This one's personalized for me. And she can make all the things for you. Koozies, shirts, decals, name it. She can do it. They're doing wood burning little decorations now. You can do custom orders, get whatever you'd like. Or if you want to order some of our awesome merch, go ahead and do that as well. What else? Who else?
I'm just going to touch on the brand plate
I got all the
one more
smoke,
time.
so I'm going to take advantage of it. Yes?
You know what corkboard is, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like corkboard.
It's exactly like
And you know what? And it doesn't kind of look like corkboard. That is fucking corkboard. I think they're serving us cork.
That's all it is. Wheat cork.
Wheat cork.
Delicious. All right, moving on. What's next?
I
don't know, Doors.
I was going through and spitting out all the things, doing the promotion stuff, because that's how you do it. I always forget the address, but also Revelation Ink. Go get some inks. Go get some tattoos.
405 East Broad Street.
That's our
Smithville,
man.
Tennessee.
He does all the great tattoos. We're going to be getting some new ones here soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm all about them. Need some new inkies.
Yeah, we need our steins.
We got to get our steins with cheese because that's all that matters.
That is the only thing that is important in life.
Steins
with
full of beer. Yeah.
And cheese.
Are you going to get blue cheese tattooed? Or just like a wedge of something?
I think I was just going to get a wedge. I mean, you can get wedge blue cheese, but...
It doesn't have a lot of a texture for a picture, though.
No. It's just going to be like blue clumps. I'm like, what's up?
Yeah, what happened?
Cheesecake?
I thought it'd be like a
Which
big,
one did that, actually?
like a big chunk of like a cheddar wedge or something. Because it's obvious what it is then, like with the holes.
Yeah, that's what I
it.
thought. Just like a big fucking block of...
I had a really cool picture of an opened up brie, but again, it's so weird texture wise. Like especially as a tattoo, I've seen it as a tattoo. It looked kind of odd, and it's all white, and I'm already all white, so. I was thinking cheddar, cheddar wedge.
Big old bright orange piece of cheddar.
Chill.
Delicious, sharp cheddar.
Oh, dude, extra sharp. I always had a problem with that in my household. I would always bring home the extra sharp. Why'd you get that one? Because it's
That's what's
delicious.
good.
I love extra sharp.
You ever take just a block of cheese. I know you probably have,
Yeah.
but yes, I've eaten.
Whatever you're about to say.
Yes, I've eaten a block of cheese. Taking a block of cheese and you just cut little strips off of it and then dip it in the salsa.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's the
Or
best.
or some like a red pepper jelly or just salsa. Like yeah, I ain't ashamed. Give us your money so we can eat all the cheese.
No pooping for us.
No pooping for us. Yeah, I guess we'll end that on our cheese problem. I don't think it's a problem.
I don't have a problem. I can quit.
I can quit anytime I want. Got cheese in my pockets right now. So we're Eat the Chatter. We're here every Tuesday at 7. So I hope you enjoyed our fiasco. We'll return. We may or may not have Diego back next week. I may have killed him. He may be out doing tour stuff. Who knows?
We traded him in for cheese. All right.
Oh,
see
yes.
you next week.
That sounds like a good trade to me.